ACEPA.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Issifu Lampo is my name. I'm the Senior Governance Advisor in ACEPA, working over a decade. I have a decade in working experience in trying to advance the mission of ACEPA by providing technical support, both institutional and technical, to MPs and staff to better able to execute their core mandates of representation, oversight, scrutiny in ways that advance the cause of democracy in the country. Thank you once again. So a typical day for me when I come to get to the office, I first of all review my emails. Then respond to those that require urgent attention. And having done that, I then proceed to prioritize my task by doing a to-do list. Now, the to-do list, this would normally include drafting reports, reviewing blogs, concept notes, and then preparing presentations. And sometimes, if project demands, I also coordinate with colleagues in terms of providing some kind of technical support to others who may need it in the course of the day. The simple answer is that no, because the previous project that I was involved in, it ended last year. That is data for accountability. However, there is an art group out of that project, but we haven't given it a name. And we're trying to develop some kind of field engagement, constituency engagement, where MPs will provide our citizen data for MPs, and that they can use for advocacy, they can use it for engagement with the key duty bearers, both in at the local level or at the national level. These are just to start, but we are working with the concept note. We've developed the tools, we've reviewed them. Now just beginning left with the deployment of the tool in the selected communities, which is yet to be done. But having said that, like I said, I do other things just to support the institution in terms of talking about, as I indicated earlier on, reviewing reports, working on research papers, concept notes, blogs, and what have you, both colleagues and on my own. So clearly, the work that I do is intersectional. It's not just one-dimensional kind of way, it's project-based, but I also link with colleagues to support them in various aspects of their work. This is a very important and interesting question in my view. Clearly, the work I do is aligned with ACEPA's mission of strengthening the capacity of parliamentarians and the parliamentary staff to effectively execute their core mandate of legislation, oversight, and representation, and of course scrutiny. That in ways that assure responsiveness in governance. So in this way, clearly you can see the link between the sort of work we do, that is MPs able to sort of effectively engage their constituents to be better able to respond to their needs, and then also nationally to do their core mandate that assures transparency and accountability in governance. One of the key achievements that, without a doubt, I'm most proud of is leading the team as the team lead to provide a platform, the Grass Statistical Service, to engage with Parliament. Hitherto, for the project that I just talked about, that is data for accountability, GSS and Parliament didn't have any kind of collaboration. But through this particular engagement, we're able to foster close collaboration between Parliament and GSS, where data is used in the decision-making process. Again, through this kind of engagement, through our facilitation, through my lead role in the facilitation of Parliament and GSS, now we have what we call a data desk in Parliament, who is supposed to coordinate all the work of the other allied institutions in Parliament to provide data for MPs. And for me, this is an enduring legacy that I think that I've been part of, and I'm very proud of that achievement. So critically, without a doubt, working with parliamentary ecosystem, there are key challenges, one of which essentially is how to get the MPs and parliamentary staff, first and foremost, to attend to workshop training programs. And secondly, if you haven't done that, haven't they even come for the training programs, and if you're able to impart knowledge, the next step is ensure that the knowledge gained is applied in their work. This is one of the key challenges that I have faced in my work. However, we've devised some kind of methods in ways that this can be mitigated or addressed. One of which is to build that kind of bond between particularly the committees that we work with, their committee chair persons, and then the class we work with the committees. So that when we build those bonds, when those bonds are built, beyond the professional engagement with them, we also have that kind of personal rapport that makes them much more amenable to our calls for workshops and what have you. And again, in terms of application of the knowledge gain, we've devised a lot of products. So, for example, we have guides that MPs can use even beyond the project ends, and also trying to see how we can mentor them continuously, that they adapt some of these good practices that we are trying to impart on them to better able to do their work in ways that will bring about much more government responsiveness to their work. That's a very important question, actually. So, as part of the work that I do, able to facilitate citizens' engagement with Parliament, particularly using certain tools, i.e. the committee scorecard tool. And this engagement sort of ensures that citizens and MPs particularly are able to sort of interact, share ideas, provide feedback about service delivery at the local level. In these ways, MPs are much more in tune with the citizens' needs and aspirations, and by coming together to get the feedback from the citizens, they're able to sort of respond to them in ways that wouldn't have happened if we didn't have this kind of intervention. And I think that is a very important way that citizen government engagement can be fostered, and we are doing that in ACEPA. ACEPA is a non-governmental, non-profit organization that seeks to enhance the capacity of parliamentary staff and parliamentarians to better able to do their work effectively.
ACEPA,